on Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm waiting for everybody to come on in. I hope everybody had a good Thursday today. All right, we're just waiting for everybody, giving everybody a little while a chance to come on into the live. Come on. I am streaming on Instagram and Facebook, so I'm just waiting for everybody to come in on both platforms. Hey Tabitha, hey Camille, who is this Princess Day, ex-Poppy, Mr. Fannin, how y'all doing? Joel, what's up bro? Malik, what's going on? Thank you for the love, thank you for the heart. I'm just waiting for everybody to come on, giving everybody the chance. We're going to get started in a minute. We are about to get started pretty soon. Yep, so let's go ahead and get it. Hey. I'm looking at two screens. I'm still trying to get used to it. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm so happy to see everybody here on this fabulous, fabulous Thursday. And my people on Facebook, I'm going to have to hold my iPad again. Hey, everybody on Instagram. I hope that you guys are doing well. And tonight we are going to be talking about master manipulators. That's what we're talking about tonight, and I'm really excited about our topic. Hey, explosive dancers. Hey, Tabitha, how y'all doing? If I see anybody coming on trolling and being shady, I'm going to have to kick y'all off. Because that's what happened last week. But I do thank y'all for taking out the time. Let's go ahead and get this party started. It is a little bit after 9 o'clock. So we definitely want to be mindful of our time. And first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for coming on, taking the time to come on and join me on this Thursday evening. Hi, Ingrid. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us. I want to thank everybody for coming on this Thursday evening. And for those of you all who don't know me, I'm trying to get this let's try to do it right here. Okay, that's much better. Okay. I'm trying to move everything around, get everything situated. But for those of you all who don't know me, my name is Jasmine Womack, and on social media, my handle is author Jasmine Womack, and I am a wife, mother, educator, and author of 2 books, 20 Pearls of Wisdom, A Woman's Guide to Self-Preservation, and the free ebook that you can get off of my website, Get Your House in Order, the 21-Day Challenge. And we'll actually be gearing up for another round of the challenge very soon, so please keep your eyes out. Just a little bit about me. I teach women how to identify self-sabotaging habits, overcome self-doubt, gain unstoppable confidence, fulfill goals, and turn dreams into reality. And at the end of the day, I just pray that God allows me to be a vessel so that I can do my duty here on earth. Like I said, I'm thankful that you guys have come out to join me tonight, and I'm really excited about our topic. And what inspired me to do this topic about manipulators? I've just been coming in contact with a lot of them, and I've seen other women, like in some of the groups and posts on social media, people always talking about it. I was like, like this really needs to be talked about, because a lot of women go around feeling horrible and feeling like, they're the cause of everything. And it's like, you're not. So let's talk about this, and let's break those chains. Let's break those unhealthy ways of thinking. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Hot Life. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank y'all for the hearts. But yeah, so if you haven't checked out my book, 20 Pearls of Wisdom, please do so. You can actually access a snippet of it, if you want to just see what it's about, you can go to my website, authorjasminewomack.com, and you can actually read an excerpt on it, an excerpt from it, and it is available on my website for purchase. It's also available on Amazon, Kindle, and the Apple iBookstore. So before we get started, it's 9:07. Thank y'all for the hearts on Instagram. Thank you, Instagrammers. Before we get started, I want to say a quick prayer. So I ask that you guys bow your heads with me. Now, I do believe in Jesus, so if you don't, this may not be the broadcast for you. All right, but let's say a quick prayer. I pray that God blesses this live stream and everyone who sees it, watches it, and I pray that God uses me as a vessel to allow his word or a word to come forth this evening during this time. All of you, God, and none of me. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Okay, now let's get down to business. That's the first rule of business. Keep your priorities in order. Have you ever felt like you've been hurt? Have you been cheated on, taken for granted, or made to feel like it's all your fault? Like everything is your fault. Every argument is your fault. Everything that happens is your fault. Everything that the other person does to you is your fault. Like, for instance, I don't know if you guys saw the LaToya Luckett video that was circulating around Facebook a couple of weeks ago, but in it, she was with her guy, and they were going to meet. She was going with her boyfriend to meet one of his female friends, somebody he's known since childhood. And in this video, when she saw them interact, the woman had her hand all on his chest, and they were hugging and, kissing on the face and on the lips, and it made her feel really uncomfortable, and she communicated that, and she said, hey, how long have you known her? Because I just kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know, have you guys seen that video that I'm talking about? I don't know the name of it, but it was kind of circulating a couple of weeks ago. And in response to her just sharing her feelings and communicating, he took offense to it. And he did what's called, he gaslighted her. He turned it around and made it all her fault. He switched it around on her, blamed her for being insecure, said that she needed to show more respect to his relationship with the other woman. And he just took no responsibility at all, didn't take ownership for her feelings, didn't even really acknowledge how he felt, but blamed her for it. That's manipulation. Angry. Yeah, you've seen that video. Yeah, it is a great video. But stuff like that happens in real life all the time and in real relationships. And a lot of times, women is to sit up feeling all bad and feeling all miserable and depressed about it because they are taking on the emotions that somebody else has imposed on them. And it's totally not true. Or have you ever been lied to, mistreated, and somebody blames you for it? Well, if you would have did X, Y, and Z better, then I wouldn't have done such and such. They'll totally blame you for their actions. Take no responsibility at all. And this occurs a lot with abuse. Women will be in abusive relationships, emotionally abusive relationships, or even sometimes physically abusive relationships, where the man will lash out at the woman and then turn around and blame them and say, you know what, it was your fault. You should not have said X, Y, and Z. You made me so angry, and they'll blame it on the woman. They'll blame their actions and what they did on the woman. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie Enough. It's kind of old, that movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez, when her husband was beating her behind. And she went to talk to her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law turned around on her and said, well, what are you saying to him? You got to stop making him upset. She essentially told her to change her behavior in order to get her husband to stop lashing out violently. It was just straight manipulation. And I just want to tell you guys that these people are manipulators. They're manipulators. They'll make you feel like something is your fault in order to try to justify their foolishness. And it's not necessarily always in relationships. Sometimes it's with family. If you don't do something that one of your family members wants you to do, then they want to try to turn it around and make you call you selfish or call you self-centered or all this and that because you won't give them money to pay their bill that they've been late on for 5 months in a row. and they refuse to like actively do something to help their own situation. These people are manipulators, and they'll make you feel like something is your fault in order to try to justify their foolishness. And they throw major guilt trips and blame games. Like, have y'all ever come in contact with any of these people? Like, talk to me. Have y'all ever met anybody like this? Not necessarily like been in a relationship with them, but like, have you ever come in contact with somebody like this? Like, or could you be one of them? Are you doing this to other people? Like, seriously. Like, are you somebody that, you know, likes to play sad and go around and tell your sob story to everybody in order to gain pity and intentionally get others to look at somebody else in a negative light? You know, like, let's keep it real, and let's keep it real with ourselves. Let's, you know, like, own up to what we do, and let's just try to identify some of the things that other people do so that we can get ourselves out of those toxic situations and release those toxic behaviors. So the thing about most manipulators is that they know exactly which buttons to push on you to get what they want, to get the reaction that they want in the effort to control the situation. It's all about control. It's straight up about control. And they'll have you sitting up feeling mad, sad, and miserable while they're going on with their happy life, not, you know, caring about it. So I'm going to share with you guys 4 ways to identify master manipulators. Number 1, their actions don't match their words. Like, they'll say one thing and totally do another. They will say one thing and totally do another. Like, they'll say they love you, or they say they say that they care, but they're steadily disrespecting you. They're steadily not valuing you. They're steadily being rude and insensitive and inconsiderate. Or it could be the person that says they don't want to be in a relationship, but every time you look up, they're calling. They're trying to come see you. They're going out with you, like straight throwing mixed signals. Manipulators. Straight manipulators. Okay? So the thing about it is, people don't ever say what they are. They always show you what they are. And when they show you what they are, you have to believe them, because actions always speak louder than words. So you can't necessarily say, you know, well, he said this or she said that. No, what are they doing? Is what they're doing lining up with what they're saying? And if it's not, then that's something that you need to take a look at. Okay? Number 2, they throw guilt trips. Like I mentioned earlier, they'll try to make everything seem like it's your fault. Like, the stuff that they do is your fault. They won't take ownership for it. Hey, everybody in Facebook, thank y'all for joining. Send me a comment and let me know who you are, because I'm not seeing the comments. And hey, everybody on Instagram, I see people coming in and out. I don't know if it's my signal or what. But number 2, they throw guilt trips. They'll try to make you feel like everything is your fault, and it's not. And the thing about it is, about guilt trips, you don't have to accept it. It's all just a matter of control, especially when people try to blame you for the stuff that they're doing in order to try to justify their foolishness when you and them both know that it's straight foolishness. Another way to identify a manipulator is that they play the victim role. They always want to make it seem like they are being wronged in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, never taking responsibility, never taking ownership, nothing. It's always, somebody did this to me, somebody did that. It's like a woe is me. And master manipulators are always people who will volunteer to help you, and then they'll turn it around and throw it up in your face when it benefits them. So these are the type of people you gotta look out for. And I don't know about y'all, but I've met a lot of number 4s. People who will volunteer for stuff, try to say, they will lend a helping hand, and then when you don't act in the manner in which guys, excuse my garage. My garage door opening, that's my alarm. Hi, Brianna on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, these people who volunteer to help you, and then when they don't get what they want, or when it suits them, they turn it around and flip it on you and make it seem like it was such a burden, or, you know, like they shouldn't have done X, Y, Z. It's like, okay, you asked, you volunteered for that. I asked you, but they'll try to make it seem like, you know, like it's all your fault. They'll throw it up in your face. They'll offer to help or agree to help and then throw it up in your face when it benefits them. These are manipulators. So, so these are all people, and I think that we all have come in contact with these people. They're toxic. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people, but they are definitely toxic, and you have to determine whether or not that it's healthy for you to have these people in your circle. So you got to understand that master manipulators thrive on drama and your emotional instability. They thrive on drama. If the drama isn't there, I guarantee you they're not going to do that foolishness. Okay? And they're depending on you being emotionally unstable. They're depending on you not trusting yourself. They're depending on you looking to them for acceptance. Hey, Truly Inspired Martin. They're depending on you to look to them for approval. It's all about control. It's all about control. So here's how you can guard yourself against these people and move on. So I have 4 steps for you. Number 1, acknowledge what you see. A lot of times we know who people are. We know their character, but we ignore it. All the signs will be everywhere. The writing will be on the wall, but we will straight ignore it because we'll make all these excuses for the person in our head. So the first thing is to acknowledge what you see. If you see that they're being manipulative, if you see that they are not their actions aren't lining up with their words, if you see that they're playing the victim role, always blaming you, never taking accountability for stuff, acknowledge it to yourself. You have to admit it, that this person is like this. You might not necessarily want them to be like that, but they are. Okay? So after you acknowledge that this person is like this and that they have these type of characters and characteristics, you have to do number 2, which is to set boundaries and limits. You have to learn the power of saying no. Even if it's no, I'm not going to give you that control over me. No, I'm not going to allow you to take my feelings and my emotions up and down. I'm not going to let you put me on an emotional roller coaster. I'm not going to give you my heart and my emotions for you to treat like a yo-yo and play with. Okay? So you have to set boundaries and limits. You have to learn the power of saying no and standing up for yourself. That doesn't necessarily mean getting loud or anything like that, but that's in number 3. Don't argue with them. See, it takes 2 people to argue. And once you decide not to argue with somebody, you take their power away. When somebody knows how to push your buttons, trust and believe. If that's in their character to just irritate you and annoy you like that and try to control you, they're going to do it. But if you take away that power, you don't argue with them, they won't have any, they won't know how to take you. They won't know how to respond to you. You understand what I'm saying? So the best thing that you can do with these type of people is not engage in any type of debate. Don't engage in any type of conflict. Don't engage in any type of argument with them, because it's not going to benefit anything. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to change them. You're going to be wasting your time, and you're going to walk away mad while they walk on about their happy life and keep it moving and probably go do it to somebody else. Which leads me to number 4, remove them from your space. Now, if it's a family member, you might just have to distance them, have a healthy distance a little bit, because you can't divorce family members. But if it's somebody that you have the choice of having up in your space, remove them. Why would you choose to keep somebody that's toxic in your life? You have the power to say no. You have the power to say, I don't want to be treated like this. You know what? I don't like the way that I feel when I'm around you. I don't like the way you make me feel when you come around. I don't like the way you make me feel when you talk to me. I don't like the way you don't take responsibility for anything and you blame everything on me. And I know that I'm a good person. Everything is not my fault. I don't like it. So I don't think that this, relationship or whatever we got going on, I don't think that it's good. It's not good for me. It's not helping to grow me or move me in a positive direction. So I think that, we should just go our separate ways. Seriously. And a lot of times you remove them from your space, you'll have your peace that surpasses all understanding. You'll have mental and emotional clarity. All of that will come back. So when identifying emotional manipulators, number one, acknowledge what you see. Acknowledge that they are who they are showing you. Not what they're saying, but they are who they are showing you. Number two, set boundaries and limits. Learn the power of saying no. That you are not going to allow them to treat you like that. And you're not going to accept those feelings. You're not, because you don't have to. Life is too short to be miserable. That's like, I live by that. Life is too short to be miserable. And when I think about it, I want to be happy. You know, I want to enjoy my time. I want to enjoy my family. I want to enjoy my life. I don't be sitting up. I've spent my days. I've had my days in depression and upset and all that kind of stuff. It's no fun sitting up being mad, being sad, and being trapped in a horrible relationship with somebody. Hey, Rosemary. Thanks for coming on tonight. But that's no fun. It's no fun, especially when you have the choice not to. Like, you don't have to choose that. You can make a different decision at any time you want to. All you just have to do is decide that you want something different than what you have. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of moving on. Don't be scared to put this person out of your space, especially if they're toxic. Y'all, thank you for the love on Instagram. Number three, don't argue with them. Take away their power. And then number four, remove them from your space. That's the best thing that you can do, because when you have people like that in your space, you're blocking better energy from coming into your space. You don't know what God has in store for you, because you keep holding on to this vampire. They're sucking you dry. Like this, they're sucking your energy, they're sucking your emotions, they're sucking your life, draining your finances. You don't know what God has for you. Okay? So that's all I have for y'all tonight about master manipulators. Thank y'all for the love. Does anybody have any questions before we end this? And y'all can type them in. But just know that you guys can catch me here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Candid Conversations. I'm pretty much open book, you know, like I'm pretty transparent, but I like to talk about things that's going to help people, like real life stuff that we all go through. So if nobody has any questions, oh, okay, Rosemary, you can go on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and watch the replay. But I do thank y'all for the love on Instagram. But I thank y'all for joining me here tonight. It's about 9:24. So we're going to go ahead and end this. I don't take it for granted that you guys took the time out to come and kick it with me on a Thursday evening. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this week's Candid Conversations. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about or address, feel free to just DM me or inbox me, and I can make sure that we talk about it, you know, probably next week or something like. Good night, Janelia. And you can find me on Instagram at Author Jasmine Womack, and also on Facebook at Author Jasmine Womack as well. And hit me up, leave a comment, and that's it. Y'all have a good night. Bye.